Welcome to Business 24, your go-to source for the latest insight into global business and economic trends. Each week, we delve deep into the forces shaping international trade with a focus on exporter sector and the strategies driving growth around the world. And Nigeria is ready to accelerate its non-oil export in 2025 with over $5.456 billion generated in the non-oil sector in 2024. And of course, the federal government is taking bold actions to boost economic growth by driving non-oil exports. This will not only help Nigeria earn much needed foreign exchange, but also address the country's challenges with dwindling government revenue, unemployment, and other economic pressures. And to achieve this, the Nigerian government is, of course, introducing fresh strategies to enhance the export of made in Nigerian products, while private sector is aligning with these ambitions. Additionally, the Nigerian Exporters Hub has been a key player in expanding Nigeria's presence in the global markets and, of course, keeping exporters updated with the latest trends in international trade. And we'll also explore some of Nigerians' in-demand export products that are making waves in niche markets and attracting international investors. We'll also be sharing valuable tips to help you expand your business and to make it export ready. I'm Comfort Modu, your host for today. Stay with us.
Welcome to Next Hub, the Nigerian Exporters Hub, a forum for different individuals to meet for the purpose of international trade.
At NEWS24, the Nigerian Exporters Hub, we simply demystify export, guiding you through the rudiment in exportation. So what are you waiting for?
In Next Hub, you get to receive special training on what to export, how to export, where to export, and not only that, we give you market access for you to export all your exportable agro-commodities to China and other Far East region.
All you have to do is to visit our website at www.nigerianexportershub.com. Registration is completely free, but for you to be a part of Next Up, all you have to do is to subscribe. And we have 5 membership plans, and each of these membership plans covers for your training on how to export, what to export, where to export, and whom to export to. And that's not just all. With this subscription plan, you can also be able to export different containers in a year. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Come and connect with us today and let's take your export journey to the next level.
All right, let's kick off today's episode with the work of Zenith Foods and the Nigerian Exporters Hub, which have been successfully positioning Nigerian products in markets across China, the Far East, and other global niche markets. And with the Nigerian government rolling out renewed strategies to promote made in Nigerian products, the private sector is stepping up to align with these goals. Now let's take a closer look at some of the achievements, future plans to add value to Nigerian agro-commodity for export. The Nigerian government is committed to increasing the visibility of Nigerian products on global shelves, with a focus on boosting foreign exchange earnings and diversifying the economy. Zenith Food, a key player in Nigeria's agro-export sector, is complementing these efforts by leveraging NEXHub's resources to enhance the quality and marketability of its products, with particular emphasis on China, the Far East, and other high-demanding regions.
We are doing several businesses with Chinese companies. We also have local production, which is the rice. We have our integrated rice mill here in Abuja, which we produce rice. We manufacture garments from the paddy to the milling and to bagging them in different sizes. We have the 50, the 25, the 10 kg, which we have here in Abuja. We also deal on local commodities like beans. We buy beans, we buy millet, we buy sorghum, because these are what people need locally. So we tend to meet the demands of our local consumers. Number one thing that the government needs to do is we should farm more, encourage farmers more, encourage manufacturers more. Because if you give manufacturers more money and encourage the farmers more, that's all. Encourage small businesses. We do cotton exports, and that cotton export is if you are anyone in diaspora, we're not just in China now, anywhere in the world, and you needed some products from Nigeria. It's just for us to let us know what and what item you need. They will box it for you, then at a very reduced rate.
At the heart of their mission is adding value to Nigerians' agro-commodities to position Nigeria as a key supplier of quality products.
What we actually export out are products that are on the protocol list in China. If the commodity is not on protocol list in China and you take it there, your product will come back. Because there are some different districts in China that if your bagging is not to the right specification, that means you just bag. You didn't put a proper marking on the bag, you might not be able to clear it. Like in China now, the product that are protocol list, we have the sesame seed, we have the cassia, we have the ginger, we have the hibiscus flower.
Through NEXHub, Zainab is implementing strategies to encourage greater female participation in business while helping women entrepreneurs overcome barriers, fostering a more inclusive export sector.
Women can basically manage a home. You manage the affairs of your house seamlessly, conveniently. So how will you not use that method, that brain you are using to manage your home, to manage your own business? Then we let you go through some trainings and guide you on the steps for you to take, and we'll take you on one-on-one step on how to use your investments to get money for you. We will not collect your money from you. It is you that will go and use that your money to get whatever commodity that you will do, and you will see it by yourself.
NEXHub's comprehensive support system is designed to guide businesses from the initial stages of production to successful export transactions. And with more farmers, producers and manufacturers scaling up production to meet global demand, the Nigerian government is working diligently to ensure quality and compliance to avoid rejections of Nigerian products in the international markets. And this is particularly important as Japan, one of Nigeria's largest markets for sesame seeds, is set to implement stricter import regulations starting this March. Now, these new rules will lower allowed levels of pesticides residues, which could impact Nigerians' significant share of the global sesame market. Alika Kwanachi Aruwa has the latest report on these developments and how Nigeria is preparing to tackle these challenges headlong.
In 2023, Nigeria's sesame seed export market was valued at approximately $427.9 million, with major buyers including China, Japan, India, and the European Union. Despite being the world's fourth largest sesame producer, Nigeria faces a potential disruption in its sesame trade as Japan prepares to tighten pesticide residue thresholds for imports from March 2025. In response to this challenge, the government is launching several initiatives to enhance the quality and safety of sesame exports.
This is not just for exports. What Nigerians consume also deserve the highest of global standards. So just to make that point that it's not just for what we give to other people, but also what we consume. So we're working on a whole systemic approach to raise the standards of what our traditional farmers, smallholder farmers are doing. And to do that, it just entails equipping them with the skills sets that they need to upgrade.
This validation meeting of the baseline study report on sesame and cowpea under the Standards and Trade Development Facility STDF 845 project launched last year is to bridge the gap with far-reaching solutions.
They've gone out to find out the quality and the standard and the findings, And we realized that there are some issues, and those issues form part of the finding. And basically, you find out that there's misuse of pesticides, and there's also salmonella contamination in some of our cowpeas. So this study and the implementation of this report will help us curb that. It will also help us to reduce or improve the quality and standard of sesame and cowpea, and help all the farmers and the major players in the value chain to comply with the pesticide residue level in cowpea and sesame.
Industry players have emphasized the need for better coordination between regulatory bodies and farmers to address issues such as pesticide residue and microbial contamination.
They are going to really train them so that they will be able to know the required standard for those products at the international market. So the training will be given to them in such a way that they will know from the farm to the export.
The STDF project is doing a number of trainings with those farmers, processors, exporters on how to comply with those regulations and use pesticides correctly. And also, we are working an intergovernmental working group. We are forming an intergovernmental working group in Nigeria among the regulators to organize the coordination of these pesticides and exercising their mandate in a more coordinated way.
From the cultivation to harvesting to storage and to transportation, that's handling. This document in my hands, we will work on it and make sure that it complies with regular authorities, especially in application of residuals.
They are also calling for the urgent implementation of a national traceability system, NTS, which will help monitor and improve product quality to ensure compliance with international standards. With Business 24, Alika Opanachi, Arua.
Indeed, the need to add value to our products can never be overemphasized. So let's bring you some essential tips to help you stay competitive in today's fast-paced global market.
Nigeria is so blessed with vast products, things that are highly in demand. There is practically nothing in our agriculture that can go to waste. For one, I mentioned that I do white labels. I had to think of the best way to get income out of the country, and I realized that the demand for African staple food generally across the globe is in high demand. Practically everywhere you go to, the likes of Tesco, the likes of Walmart are interested in African Isles. And how best can you serve them? You want to serve them because you're so sure of the quality of product in Nigeria, but maybe they don't trust it because of what they think about Nigeria. Someone like me is bringing this thing to their face, to their doorstep, and I keep telling people that, trust me, we have the quality of what you need, starting from our vegetables. You can imagine us exporting dehydrated ewedu. That is, we call it ewedu. In English, it's called jutes. It's molokai in another country name, and it's a favorite vegetable for the Arabs. You can imagine something that is in quantum during rainy season that shouldn't even go to waste at all. These are the things that we are now doing with our own clients, trying to offer them the services of dehydrating this jute, dehydrating okra, dehydrating other type of vegetables that are available in Nigeria, and we are offering them. We should also look inward so much in terms of our onions. There is nothing as sweet as the dehydrated purple onions. Imagine having to invest so much on dehydrating the same energy we give ginger. If we can give our onions that energy for export and put so much of information out why it is very, very good, trust me, we're going to be able to. In short, we're going to give other countries a run for their money. That's in terms of vegetables. Now let's go back to our cassava. There's absolutely no type of food you cannot make from cassava. The world is going into using cassava for bread. And Nigeria is known with so much of high quality cassava.
It is also another agro produce that we can also put in so much in. And trust me, training people in terms of providing equipment, providing what it will take for them to be able to do it, it's something we can do. It's achievable. We're going to get gari, we're going to get cassava flour, we're going to get so many things. And there's no waste in cassava. Even the water they use in washing cassava has so much in it that is not a waste. I, for one, am a coconut producer, and I have produced desiccated coconut. Desiccated coconut that people know before now has always been imported into this country. But Nigerians are doing so much to want to give those bringing it into the country a run for their money. We'll be able to export our coconut oil. We'll be able to export our coconut core, the cocoa core itself that is used for farming. We'll be able to export also the thread that comes out from the shaft. We'll also be able to export coconut product itself. And it's something that is highly exportable. I went around, I was checking the price of coconut oil, and I'm looking at the price we're selling coconut oil. It's not bad, but it's just because we don't have the volume to be able to meet up the demand. When there's coconut scarcity, it moves from 10 naira to 30 naira, meaning the margin is always 200 or 100% increment because we are exporting it. And I've seen that our product can compete favorably. In terms of packaging, we are not where we used to be. Nigerian product is now so well and good that we've moved from where we used to be. We've moved from where we used to be to a well and most proper packaged product.
Welcome to Next Hub, the Nigerian Exporters Hub, a forum for different individuals to meet for the purpose of international trade.
At NEWS24, the Nigerian Exporters Hub, we simply demystify export, guiding you through the rudiment in exportation. So what are you waiting for?
In Next Hub, you get to receive special training on what to export, how to export, where to export, and not only that, we give you market access for you to export all your exportable agro-commodities to China and other Far East region.
All you have to do is to visit our website at www.nigerianexportershub.com. Registration is completely free, but for you to be a part of Next Up, all you have to do is to subscribe. And we have 5 membership plans, and each of these membership plans covers for your training on how to export, what to export, where to export, and whom to export to. And that's not just all. With this subscription plan, you can also be able to export different containers in a year. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Come and connect with us today, and let's take your export journey to the next level.
And in other trends, federal government is exploring new frontiers in renewable energy with a $750 million investment and policy incentives aimed at positioning Nigeria as a leader in West Africa's renewable energy sector. This was a focus of recent engagements with a trade delegation from the Netherlands as Nigeria continues to push for an energy transition. Tokwe Alabi brings us a report on these engagements and how Nigeria is leveraging its renewable energy potential.
Dutch companies have continued to develop high-efficiency lightweight panels for applications suitable for areas with space constraints. Despite the growing adoption of solar technology in Nigeria, challenges remain, including gaps in technical training for operation and maintenance. One energy resource that is abundantly available in the country is solar power, with an electrification rate of approximately 60% as it projects a 30% contribution of renewables in the energy mix by 2030. This Dutch trade delegation are engaging key players in this sector to advance solar technology at competitive prices alongside engineering expertise that can be transferred through partnerships with local companies, with the trade mission well positioned to meet this need.
It boils down to we take away all the obstacles for private sector, also from international private sector to contribute to renewable energy and contribute to the grid. You have a place in the grid. This market is too big and too interesting to ignore. I hope those 4 days will show you new possibilities, give you new ideas about legislation, about regulations, about funding.
In the Netherlands, we have some of the highest installed solar capacity, but we're lacking one minor detail, and that is a lot of sun hours. And in Nigeria, you have a lot of sun hours here. And Dutch companies can help the Nigerian business community and people have access to electricity, which will enable job growth and more wealth for everybody.
I hear the good news, RA rolling out 11 new mini-grids. And so I can really see that there's huge efforts being done to boost the infrastructure.
There are a lot of opportunities, and the companies are very keen and doing a great business in developing and executing already mini-grids.
For the Managing Director, Rural Electrification Agency Abba Abubakar Aliyu, and other key players in the renewable energy sector, Nigeria is leveraging renewable energy to drive industrialization, create green jobs, and enhance rural electrification.
From the manufacturing to the deployment of renewable infrastructure to creating renewable green skills to also crystallizing and developing rural areas. And that is why a lot of funding is committed. The $750 million, the $200 million from JICA, which is in the process. Even if you look at the budget, the federal government committed over 100 billion naira for the solarization. So all these opportunities are there for the private sector to key in.
The fact that we need to get to that 1 trillion GDP, we need power to do that. And if we need power, we need to industrialize. Certainly, this creates a market that a lot more people will come in to have jobs.
Before a lot of foreigners bring their money, they want to be sure that if they invest their money, they can get their money back. So it's right to ask the right questions about the technical feasibility, about the financial feasibility, and even about the regulatory environment, policies. So these are some of the areas where we can help them as partners.
For on-grid, it takes a maximum of 6 months. Everything is done online, and for off-grid, the mini-grids, it takes a maximum of 30 days. Also, everything can be done online.
I will have what we call the mutual recognition arrangement. If you have that status in Netherlands, you can also enjoy the status in Nigeria, which will help you to facilitate your trade. And you can bring in your goods and clear them with little or no customs control.
Ripple is the wholly owned subsidiary of the Nigerian Sovereign Investment Authority, and our mandate at Ripple is to develop, operate and finance renewable energy projects across the entire value chain. So we do projects within the manufacturing space, distribution and also energy generation.
The Solar Marketplace, an initiative by the Netherlands, serves as a platform connecting Dutch and Nigerian businesses, supply and demand, investors and stakeholders within the renewable energy ecosystem by facilitating knowledge sharing, business matchmaking and investment opportunities. Going by the Netherlands' contribution to the provision of renewable energy, the Dutch companies are well positioned to leverage Nigeria's solar opportunities with the market open for investments, joint ventures and capacity building, while offering a path to mutually beneficial economic growth with the intent to expand their global footprint while contributing to Nigeria's energy transition. For Business24, Tokbe Alabi.
And that wraps up this week's edition of Business24. We hope today's discussion has provided you with fresh insights and strategies to drive your business forward. Be sure to join us next time for more news trends on business and economy. I'll see you again. Remain innovative and successful.